What is up, investors? Welcome back to another episode of Everything Crypto, where we talk about everything related to the crypto markets, including the latest and most important news, deep dives into projects we see as having huge potential in the future, as well as technical analysis on all coins featured on the channel. Please remember that nothing on this channel is financial advice, but rather my own thoughts, opinions, and research that I have done my best to compile and relay to you, the viewer, in a more digestible manner. If you do appreciate this content, if you do enjoy it, if I help teach you something, or if I just gave you a little bit of a different perspective on the market, please do consider hitting that sub and like button. I do put a lot of work into the channel to try and give you guys content on almost a daily basis. And for those of you who have been with the channel for a while, you all know that I have no additional paid services, okay? I don't have any paid Patreon, any paid Discord where I only relay information to certain people who are willing to pay me more. I put everything out here on the YouTube channel for free for everyone to see. And all I ask in return is that you do consider hitting that sub and like button if you do enjoy the content. And for those of you who have been with the channel for a while, you might have noticed a bit of an improvement in my audio for this video. So I actually have gone ahead and picked up a studio mic, and this will be my first video trying it out. I was just getting really sick of the inconsistent audio, and I really do want this channel to be more professional and representable. So I figured that this was a really good move to make, and I do want to do everything possible to ensure the best possible viewing and listening experience for my viewers. So if you guys do like the new audio, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. If you don't like it, let me know in the comments down below, and please let me know what I could do to improvement, because I truly appreciate all the feedback. I do try and get back to everybody in the comments section if you guys hadn't noticed, and I do love and appreciate all of you who have supported the channel so far. And with that said, we're just going to get right into the news. Now, I'm sure you all know by now that on Thursday night, Russia did actually invade the Ukraine. And we did go ahead and actually drop a breaking news video when this happened, as we did see a very substantial dip in the markets of about 5 to 6% based on this news, okay? And since then, we have actually seen a pretty decent recovery. And I guess the first thing most people are thinking is, okay, is the fear over? Do we buy the dip here? And I'm actually going to go ahead and say no. I am going to be practicing patience here for a few reasons. And the main one being, so you can see here that on Bitcoin, which is, for the most part, the decider of where the crypto market moves, whether I agree with it or not. It is the way, it works, because it just takes up so much of the total crypto market cap, right? So you can see Bitcoin here actually bounced perfectly off our support at 34.6K, and we proceeded to rally about 15% back up to this $39,000 level. So all is looking good over the past few days. However, what I'm noticing here is we are getting rejected at this strong resistance at 40K, and our 50 moving average is actually right here at $40,300, and our high of the day was 40,330. So 40K is a very strong level of resistance, also aligned with our 50 moving average, which indicates to me that this is going to be a very tough area to break out of unless we see some substantial volume and buying pressure. So at the moment, I would expect Bitcoin to actually maybe even move sideways for a bit unless we see a big volume increase, which could move us to the upside. But again, given the macro economic factors right now, I do not think that the uncertainty is done. I'm not surprised at all that we did see some relief buying. Ironically, Russia actually invading Ukraine gave people sort of like more comfort in buying, because you know what people hate more than the invasion is the uncertainty of an invasion. So now that people know the situation, have begun to digest it, they have began buying. However, if we just kind of like zoom out a little bit and look at the broader picture, which is what we do on this channel as long-term investors, I do not think we are out of, we are out of the hot water yet. And first of all, before we talk about this, this macro event from an investment perspective, I just want to bring it down to a humane and moral level. And first of all, say that to anybody who is being impacted by what's happening right now in the Ukraine, my thoughts and prayers are with all of you, okay? I hope everyone is safe and healthy, whether you are in the Ukraine or you have family, cousins, friends. I really do just want everybody to be safe, okay? And guys, there are much more important things in the world than cryptocurrency, and the main one being human life, okay? So again, I really do hope that we can find a peaceful resolution to this. However, obviously, given the purpose of this channel, we are going to talk about how this will affect your investment strategy moving forward and what we are looking for. So with that said, we're going to get right into the news and why I don't think that this uncertainty is done yet, okay? So Russia invades the Ukraine. And what we see now is actually President Biden beginning to get involved by considering whether or not he should remove Russia from SWIFT. And for those of you who don't know what SWIFT is the high security network that connects thousands of financial institutions around the world. And if SWIFT sounds familiar to you, it's because we have discussed it on this channel before, okay? This is a technology that banks use to actually send and receive foreign currencies. And the reason we've discussed this on the channel before is because I believe that within the next 10 years, SWIFT will no longer be the system that we use. I fully believe that banks will be using XRP for the most part in their network. HBAR also has a high probability of being in there. And the reason being that, guys, this technology is just way more efficient, okay? SWIFT transfers take 3 to 5 days. The fees are egregious for the currency conversion, even for the banks. So you're telling me that if banks have the option to save money and time on these transactions by using more advanced technology, that they won't do it? I think you are mistaken. And that is why I think it is inevitable that SWIFT will be replaced as the high security network that connects banks. However, we are not there yet. And right now, President Biden going out there and considering cutting Russia's banks off from SWIFT, cutting off their access to the Federal Reserve and foreign currencies is definitely a dangerous move for the U.S., right? Because President Putin could absolutely see this as a threat from the U.S. and potentially retaliate against the United States. And if this did happen, I mean, this would just cause even more uncertainty and doubt. And that is why I'm saying we need to play this a little patiently, guys, because this invasion just began on Thursday. It is still developing by the moment, and we really don't know when it's going to end, and we don't know how hard it is going to escalate before things start to calm down, okay? So again, we are always doing our dollar cost averaging as long-term investors, whether we're up, down, sideways, 360. We are buying on a monthly basis. But when it comes to buying those dips and looking for those juicier deals, I don't think we're there yet. And I would definitely just be playing it patient right now. Just play it patiently, guys. It's only been a couple of days, and we don't know what is happening, okay? Now, moving on, we also had some other news out of Russia that does not involve the war, and the Ministry of Finance in Russia is pushing forward with cryptocurrency regulation. Crypto payments will still be prohibited, okay? So according to a press release published Monday, this bill that's being presented is based on previously approved roadmap drafted by several government bodies. The announcement highlights a policy split with the Bank of Russia, which opposes regulation, and they would rather actually see cryptocurrency trading and mining banned. Now, what the Ministry of Finance is doing is they are objecting the Bank of Russia, and they do want to work further on this bill. And basically, this bill treats crypto as an investment tool, not a legal tender. And cryptocurrencies may not be used to pay for goods and services, okay? So they are not trying to pull an El Salvador here and make Bitcoin their legal tender. And this is the most important sentence in probably the whole bill that is trying to be proposed, in my opinion. Now, we made a video last week actually talking about cryptocurrencies as a payment method for goods and services and why I think that is a horrible decision. And I mean, the TLDR, guys, is basically that why would you be spending cryptocurrency, which I see not as a currency, but as an investment in the future of technology, okay? I think that crypto as a currency is just a broad media narrative that is pushed out there for people. You know, people think, oh, physical currency, digital currency. To me, it is not that simple. When you are investing in crypto, you are investing in technology. Why would I spend that investment that I think will be worth more in 3 to 5 years instead of spending the classic fiat dollars, which are guaranteed to lose value over time? Due to inflation, and especially with the way that our governments have been printing money over the past couple of years, okay? We're literally seeing the effects of it now. We are seeing the problems of our current monetary system and how cryptocurrency can fix that. And therefore, it should not be used as a currency, but more so an investment tool. And the Ministry of Finance in Russia does acknowledge that. Now, coming over to where I live over here in Canada, I would like to call it the true north, strong and free, but over the past couple of weeks, freedom in Canada has definitely been a matter of question and perspective. And this is not political, but based solely on facts, okay? If we look at what has been going on over here, you can see the Canada Emergencies Act declares war against crypto and Freedom Convoy protesters. So, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has invoked the Canada Emergencies Act, a law that allows the government to freeze the bank accounts of protesters without necessity for a court order or due process. And this is the first time in Canadian history that this law is being enforced. And upon this announcement, we actually saw a huge bank run in Canada, including several outages at 4 of the 5 banks. And according to this data source, they said that all 5 of the biggest banks, they did go offline for a brief period. And this tweet here is even more concerning. So this is an RBC client, and he said, "Can you come up with some kind of a statement regarding your clients like me who supported the truckers weeks ago? Are you going to freeze our accounts? Should we close our accounts ASAP? We need clarification, and now we give to many other charities, and we are concerned." And RBC basically said, all we can say is that RBC adheres to the applicable laws and regulatory requirements across the jurisdictions in which we operate. So basically, that is just a fancy professional way of saying, yes, we potentially will freeze your assets if we are forced to. And this is a huge problem, guys, especially because, look, this guy has a very valid point, okay? They give to many other charities, according to him, and they also decided that they wanted to contribute and donate to the Freedom Convoy protest, and that is their personal choice. So who exactly now gets to decide where you do and do not get to donate, who you do and do not get to support, right? Like, that is just the whole problem with this whole thing, okay? And there was a huge problem within Canada about a couple of weeks ago where somebody started a GoFundMe for the Freedom Convoy, and about $10 million was raised. And only about $1 million of these dollars actually made it through to the Freedom Convoy before the other $9 million were seized. So they actually seized all of the GoFundMe donations that people made and basically did not allow them to donate to the protest. So in response, people actually tried to move over to Bitcoin and donate through Bitcoin, which I already knew was coming as soon as I saw that they froze the GoFundMe. I mean, obviously, you can't do it with traditional fiat. Hey, let's do it with crypto. So that's what they tried. And now the Canadian government responded by actually going ahead and trying to freeze Bitcoin. So using the Emergencies Act, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police froze several bank accounts of those connected to the protest. And it also blacklisted about 34 wallets. I mean, guys, that's just wild. And sent the addresses to exchanges, asking them to freeze assets in those exchanges. So listen, I think I'm going to make just a specific video on this about the actual ownership of your crypto, okay? The reason that the Canadian Mounted Police were able to freeze these Bitcoin wallets is because they were on centralized exchanges. And this does still not solve the issue of having ownership of your assets, clearly, because the government could still seize them. The only way to have true ownership of your crypto, guys, is to have a cold storage wallet. When this bank freeze was announced in Canada, I had no concerns because I have a cold storage wallet. When my crypto is in this cold storage wallet, it is mine. It is myself and mine only. Nobody else has access to this crypto. When you keep your crypto on an exchange, it is not yours. It is the exchanges. The same way the money in your bank is not yours. It is the banks. These banks and exchanges are using your money behind the scenes all the time to loan out to make themselves more money. And just as quickly as they put that money in your account, they can take it out and they can freeze it if they are required to by the government, okay? So once again, I feel like everything that's happening here in Canada, while it is terrible, it is just once again showing the necessity for true ownership of your assets through cryptocurrency. So we're going to make a video more in depth about that. But right now, we're just going to go ahead and get right into the Crypto.com specific news. And this isn't really a piece of news, this first part, but in response to the ongoing conflict, they actually donated $1 million to the Red Cross. And Chris Mazalek, the CEO of Crypto.com, says, "We urge our community to do what they can to support humanitarian efforts." Crypto.com exchange introduces the Market Maker program, rewarding institutional liquidity providers with bespoke benefits and privileges. They dropped this piece of news on February 25th, and it did kind of fly under the radar, so I did want to bring it up quickly because I do think it is a little more important than people are considering. So they say here, accelerate your institution's growth when you partner with the Crypto.com exchange, a top 5 global cryptocurrency exchange by trading volume. As an institutional liquidity provider, you'll get to add the industry's fastest matching engine to your arsenal of trading tools and enjoy bespoke services and privileges, including exclusive trading fees, an interest-free credit line, dedicated account managers, 24/7 tech support, cutting-edge market insights, and much more. So basically what we see here is Crypto.com is basically trying to beef up their liquidity, okay? They are looking for big institutions to provide more liquidity to the exchange, basically by swapping them with some really nice benefits for providing liquidity. And the reason I think this is important is because we clearly see that Crypto.com is gearing up to be the biggest cryptocurrency exchange and platform on a global scale. I truly believe that, and every single move that they make does seem to suggest the same thing. So you clearly see here that they are acknowledging that if they're going to be the biggest crypto exchange in the world, they're going to need a lot of liquidity. So they have started this program preemptively to reward institutional liquidity providers and basically make it a win-win for both parties. So I do really like this strategy to attract like bigger money liquidity from Crypto.com. Another update to the exchange is that they actually added TradingView charts live in the Crypto.com exchange app. TradingView is exactly what we are using here for all of our technical analysis. They are the cleanest charts on the market, in my opinion, with the most technical indicators. So they definitely made the right choice adding that to their exchange. And I do think there is a reason that they have actually come out with so much exchange news over the past week. And we've been saying ever since this piece of news here actually dropped on December 1st, 2021, I do believe that they are planning to get this exchange live in the US within the next 6 months, okay? And what they did here in early December was they acquired Nadex to offer derivative trading on the exchange, and they acquired the small exchange, which offers futures, okay? So they now offer spot trading, derivative trading, and future trading on the Crypto.com exchange, just broadening their options for their customers. And this is still relevant when it comes to the Crypto.com platform, as the Crypto.com exchange, like the platform, the centralized exchange, they do use Crow as a liquidity swapper and provider, and they do offer incentive to actually use Crow when buying and selling in the form of better staking rates, cheaper fees. So the growth of the exchange is still very, very relevant to the Crypto.com app themselves. And that is why we do not ignore news that comes out about the exchange, because once that exchange comes out, basically that is like Coinbase's version of Coinbase Pro. And if the Crypto.com app continues to gain popularity in the States and people begin to accumulate Crow, I feel like they will be more incentivized to use the exchange, as it does offer a lot of benefits when you are using Crow. And that's the one benefit that Crypto.com has on Coinbase, in my opinion, is that they have their own coin like Binance, where people are incentivized to buy their coin, and it is a win-win for both Crypto.com and their customer. So here's the app that is available in the States, and this is the exchange. This is not yet available in the States, okay? And you can see it here, spot and margin, derivatives. They do offer staking on the exchange. The reason I haven't talked about it is because it sucks when compared to the DeFi wallet and the centralized app. Syndicate, trading arena, and referral, okay? So they do have a wide variety of options on this exchange. People in the US have been eagerly awaiting this exchange to become live, and I do highly suspect that we will see that happen in the first half of 2022. And the last piece of news from Crypto.com was actually this Formula One drop, okay? So as you can see here, they're basically advertising their new NFT drop, partnered up with Formula One and Aston Martin. And we're going to actually take a look at the Crypto.com NFT platform really quick, because I do think that this is something that people are sleeping on a little bit, is actually the growth potential that comes from the Crypto.com NFT, okay? So if we go here to Marketplace and we take a look at it, I mean, Psycho Kitty is a very popular NFT on this platform, and Loaded Lions. These things sold out really fast, these Loaded Lions. And if you go over here to brands, you can see that they actually have all of their exclusive partnerships with like the Philadelphia 76ers, Aston Martin, UFC, Lega Serie A, and they also have their own Crypto.com in-house NFTs. And I think this is going to become more relevant as time goes on. And as NFTs become more and more popular, well, look at how many exclusive deals Crypto.com is signing over here. Like if you love UFC and you want to get your hands on a really nice UFC NFT, there is only one place you can do that, and that is Crypto.com because of their partnership, okay? And if you guys don't think NFTs are going to be huge, I do think that is a little bit of an oversight. I think that right now they're still in the very early phases, but NFTs are going to become increasingly important as the metaverse continues to evolve. And clearly, Coinbase is also very aware of the NFT growth, as they are also trying to open up Coinbase NFT, a peer-to-peer marketplace that will make minting, purchasing, showcasing, and discovering NFTs easier than ever. And the reason that I do think this is a perfect opportunity for Crypto.com to actually go ahead and I don't want to say dominate the NFT industry, because right now that is clearly OpenSea, okay? OpenSea is the biggest NFT platform with a $13 billion valuation. But if there is something I believe about Crypto.com, they are never usually the first to do something, but they usually are able to do it the best. And that is why I have all faith that they will overthrow Binance one day as the biggest crypto exchange. And I would not be surprised at all if they actually took their NFT platform and accelerated this above OpenSea's in the long run. And I do think that they are pushing the Crypto.com NFT platform right now specifically because of this hack that happened on OpenSea. People may not trust OpenSea as much anymore, and Crypto.com NFT has not experienced any hacks yet, okay? I've been using the platform for a while. I don't actually have any NFTs. I just have this one NFT that I got. I got this one for free just for being a long-holding Crow member. This is for their opening night when they changed the Staples Arena, just like a cool ticket NFT. It's probably worth like $5, so I think I'll just keep it. But yeah, given this OpenSea hack in which $1.7 million in NFTs were stolen, including tokens from Decentraland and Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs, people could definitely be, scared to use OpenSea, and they might be looking for a new platform. And Crypto.com NFT does have it all, okay? They even offer it, they make it really easy for creators to get started on Crypto.com NFT, all these exclusive partnerships with their NFTs, and this is something that we are definitely going to keep our eye on moving forward, okay? They also have the drops. You can view all of the upcoming drops. I mean, look at some of these. Like, some of this art is actually amazing, okay? I'm not really big into NFTs, but I have almost purchased a few of them just based on the art. Like, it is really beautiful, some of it, okay? So just something to keep in mind when we were talking about Crypto.com is that they have so much going for them. We focus mainly on the centralized exchange because, in my opinion, that is the best exchange for long-term investors, but we cannot also ignore the other apps they are offering, like the Crypto.com exchange in the States, as well as their NFT platform, which is still expanding. And with that said, that's really all the news that we had for Crypto.com this week specifically. Not really too much news this week aside from the exchange news. Once again, I do think they are starting that push to get the exchange live in the States, so that makes a lot of sense. And Crypto.com does tend to, not release news for a few weeks and then absolutely bombard people with news, and then, go quiet for a couple of weeks and then just bombard people with news again. And I do really like that strategy because they almost just overwhelm you with so much good news. And, you can clearly see that their strategies do work, as the first time they went on a heavy advertising spree, Crow went up by about 480% in the matter of a couple months, not even. And now we're going to move on to the technical analysis just to wrap up this video, okay? So as we mentioned at the beginning, we did see a nice dip down to that 34.5 cent range off of the news with Russia. Since then, we have rallied about 20%. We actually went ahead and broke back above our 200 moving average, which is important. We did reclaim the upper trend line, and we are also back above our 40 cents, which is a very strong level of support. However, the same way I mentioned at the beginning of the video with Bitcoin, we do want to practice some patience here with Crow, okay? Because what I'm seeing now is we are basically trading in this range between 40 and 44 cents. However, at 44 cents, it is also aligned with our 50 moving average. So I do think that breaking out of this 44 cent range will have to come on, large buy orders or high volume. I think this is going to be a very tough area to break out of potentially over the next week, as we are still in a very volatile and uncertain market, in my opinion. So what I could see happening here is we're going to talk about the downside first. And the downside would be if we break this 40 cent support and we break this upper trend line. look out below, okay? We're definitely going to look for the first level of retest at this 37-cent level, which is aligned with the 100 moving average. If we could retest that and bounce higher, that would be a good look for CRO. However, if we break below that 100 moving average, and we break below 34 cents especially, like I've been saying, guys, look out below. We really need to hold this 34-cent level on CRO, because if we do not, we have a nice gap to fill from 34 cents all the way down to about 25 cents, which would represent a drop of 27% from that 34-cent level and about a 40% drop from where we are right now. So that's what I'm looking for to the downside. And again, to the upside, we are looking for a breakout on a large volume above this 44-cent level of resistance, which is also aligned with our 50 moving average. So with that said, I hope you all enjoyed the video. We did have a wild week this week in the markets, and there was a lot to go through, but we did try to get through it as quickly as possible. Not too much CRO-specific news this week, but I do believe that they are gearing up for a big exchange announcement in the near future, and that is something we will be keeping a close eye on. As always, we are always here watching, guys, getting ready to keep you up to date on the latest and most important news in the crypto market, and specifically in the CRO ecosystem. So guys, happy Saturday. Once again, I'm sending my peace and blessings to everyone. I hope everyone is happy, safe, and healthy, enjoying some time with family and with loved ones. And I got another video coming out for you guys very soon. So until then, peace out.